We're going to start with the first question, which is tell me about your academic experiences at St. Kate's.
I think that one experience that I interesting about St. Kate is that we have a smaller class, and every professor know your name, and I know who you are, especially, and I feel that they have a problem or something with the homework or stuff like that. The professor can have appointment with you right away to talk about the projects and everything that we need to improve our academic study. And also, in general, look like that we focus more about the social justice issue in general. That I think that it is particular from other university that we not focus on that one. And I think that St. Kate is focus more in general is about the power of women, and also us talking about how we participate in the community. As a KT.
And did that focus on social justice and on women help you learn?
Yeah, a kind of like that. And look like in the society problem, look like we have some problem about last time about discussion about the elections, and everybody in the class have time to share what they think about without us any fear or any scary of environment around us. We have us free environment to talking about their situation, and also talking about us every us course that I have taken here. Look like every professor kind of understand about student.
So professors are understanding about students and
ask about what student needs.
And did you find that in your classes?
I found in most class.
And your major was accounting, was it?
No, I'm a biochem.
Biochem. And was that always your major from the very beginning? And is that still your major?
Even though it is so hard sometimes to get all as good grade. But I still try to commit to get my major, because I have many students that take major, but I think it's so hard for them. They change the major to other. But for me, I commit my best to, even though I need to retake some class, I need to do this major.
You had to, did you say retake? How many classes did you have to retake?
2 classes.
2 classes? Which ones were they?
OChem and Bio and PChem.
Organic chemistry
and physical chemistry.
Physical chemistry, And how did you do the second time?
I will take it here.
You haven't yet retaken it?
I take OChem during summer with other school. But I need to take PChem next semester. So I need to stay 1 semester late for PChem. For physical chemistry.
Were you supposed to graduate this May?
But I think it's better for me to prepare myself.
Sure, absolutely. Did you feel prepared for your classes here at St. Kate's, academically prepared?
For what? For the...
Well, you can think of in terms of your general courses, or your the courses that you took in general, or you can think of in terms of your biochemistry courses. Did you feel prepared when you came to St. Kate's for what you would have to do to be successful in your classes?
I think that because I'm a migrant student, so everything that I have learned in my high school, it is different from what we learn from regular student.
And did you do high school here in the U.S.?
I do high school here, but before high school. So look like sometimes because English is not my first language, so it takes longer time for me to read the book and understand what is the content that the professor wants. And also look like sometimes I feel that I don't prepare well during the exam. So for example, I have homework, I have writing assignment, I try my best to do it. But for the exam, I just study, but end of studies are quite enough to do it. For example, for other students, they need to study only 5 hours to get A in exam. But for me, to get A in exam, I need to study at least 8 hours. So I think that is why whenever I study for the class or something, I need to expect more time for myself to study. I think that is the reason why I don't do very well in most of exam. If they prepare 3 hours, I need to prepare 5 to 6 hours to do better. But I think that it is a kind of similar to other immigrant student who live here as less than 6 years or something like that. So I kind of hard, but I kind of understand what is that too.
You understand the
The
difficulty.
difficulty of how the time that you need to study.
Right.
But if I'm talking about the math class, talking about something like that, it is okay. But talking about like need you to read and write something like that, I need to spend more time
Okay.
rather than other native speaker.
Right. Right. Well, good for you that you have stuck with it
Yeah.
and not been discouraged.
Yeah, I kind of sometimes, but I have many students who was born here, who they are native speaker in English, but they stuck with class the same as me, and they decide to to change the major.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not only language, it could just be the concepts
Yeah.
of biochemistry just are,
Yeah, I like chemistry
challenging.
and math in general.
Okay.
It's not only the language, but it's just it depending on how you like the major as well.
okay.
Because for me, I like the concept of chemistry and how to apply it. But I don't think that I choose the right major that I like the best. Because it's so interesting is that because I don't think that chemistry is my first option for my major, but I choose chemistry major because I want to be a pharmacist.
Right.
So it is different from other students that I come to take chemistry class because I like science, because I want to be a chemist. I want to work in the lab. But for me, I just different from other students because I would like to have my chemistry major because I would like to be a pharmacist, and I would like to go to the pharmacy school. It's most related to the chemistry. That's why I choose the chemistry major.
And biochemistry is a chemistry major, not a bio major?
It's not bio major.
It's a
Biochem is mostly chemistry,
Oh,
but
okay.
related to bio.
Okay.
And then the way it is different from other students. That's why when I do when I study, I just like the method, but not really in depth. So that other students that after I graduate my BA, I need to apply to the cadet school to be a chemist major.
To get a
like
graduate degree in
Yeah.
chemistry. Okay, but you don't want a graduate degree in chemistry, you want to apply your
That.
knowledge to pharmacy school.
Yeah, I want to apply to the pharmacy school, and that is why I think that sometimes I just think that my major that I pick up, it is not what I want to be.
Okay.
So I think that sometimes I like it, but not very interesting, very about the topic. But if we're talking about, if for example in biochem, it's just very general, talking about the vaccine, talking about the virus, or something related to the body, I like the topic so much, and I do very good in the topic compared to other stuff. And the way you're talking about the DNA and protein and stuff like that, mostly talking about in biochem, I feel that I'm less interested in that topic.
Okay.
But if you're talking about the vaccination, talking about the virus,
Okay.
I feel that I like the topic better.
Yeah.
That is why I think that if I go back in time, when I apply to when I graduate in high school and apply for college, I may not apply to St. Kitts.
Oh, okay.
Not about the St. Kitts in general, not to choose the chemistry major.
Okay.
I would like to take go to South Dakota or North Dakota. They have 6-year program to be a pharmacist.
Oh.
I think that it might be the best option for me.
Okay. Yeah.
But right now, because of I take biochem major, I would like to finish it because I think that it is worth it because it study a lot of stuff, and if in the future I cannot get into the pharmacy school, I have a skill and techniques that I have learned from the class to do many jobs.
Yes.
That they needed like a lab technician or any stuff that I can apply it.
Right.
So I'm not regret that all, but just in that I have another option
Yeah.
to do too.
Yeah.
But that is why I think that I need to graduate in biochem major in December, because I think that it is great to have a technique and skill that I learned
Yes.
from them.
So you talked about vaccinations and viruses. Did you think about a public health major?
Yeah, it is some people they just thinking that I should go to public health major, but the one thing that about the public health major, mostly they're talking about the concept. But about biochemistry, they teach you about the techniques, about the skill.
Okay.
For example, if you are biochem major, it's so hard for you to go to work in the lab.
If you're a biochem major or
No,
public
no,
health major?
you're public health
Public
major.
health major, yeah.
Yeah, public health major.
Right.
It might difficult for you
Right.
to get as a technique in the lab.
Technician.
The technician to work in the
technical
lab.
training.
The technical
Okay.
training
Uh-huh.
to work in the lab.
Okay.
And the chemistry and the chemical concept.
Okay.
But if I would like to go to understand about the public health, I can give the book. Look at general concept to
Right.
understand that.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that is why I think that I still like the chemistry major
Okay.
that I take right now
Yeah.
because it has give you a technical skill to develop in the future career.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that the public health major is very general for undergrad.
Yeah.
It is very general, but it is the third option. That if my first option is I would like to be a pharmacist, I would like to go to pharmacy school, and if not, I will continue in my degree, look like a master degree of lab technician, the lab technical, talking about to work in the hospital clinic.
Oh, okay.
They have a look like a program at the U about that too, or maybe another university to talking about you work in the lab.
So is that a master's degree in chemistry that you would do?
It's quite in a clinical lab.
What would the major master's? What would the degree be in?
In a clinical lab.
It's called clinical lab.
Yeah.
Okay. And it would,
Clinical.
and then you'd be able to work in the
In the-
lab in the hospital, analyze
Yeah, the blood,
the blood tests and
the
the.
urine stuff like that.
Okay.
They had a program like that, but the third one maybe I need to take master degree of public health.
Oh, you would need a master's degree in public health.
Yeah, if it's the third option.
Oh, it's the
one,
third option. Okay.
First one, pharmacy school, clinical, and then master degree of public health.
Okay.
But for me, I still keeping the pharmacy school in my first list because
Okay.
I give myself to apply for some pharmacy school a few years or 3 or 4 years. And if I cannot get in or I'm less interested in it, I need to move to other stuff. But pharmacy school is still my first goal
Okay.
to get in. But I have seen many statistics. They say that in the future the pharmacists will have less job because they have many pharmacy school open around the states, but they don't have specifically the job guarantee for the pharmacists. Yeah, because right now they have more pharmacy school open, and they feel that some pharmacy school is a little bit easier to get in than before. So I'm not sure about the balance between the job market and the graduate student.
Okay.
So we do not know yet, but I have heard many pharmacists be talking about the future look like in 5 years, 10 years. What does the job market look like? But
So let me ask you this: there's not. Do you have an advisor here? Do we have a pre-pharmacy advisor?
yeah, Dr. Gina Semesa. She is
Okay.
the advisor for pharmacies.
Okay.
But
Did you learn all of this from her, or have you been doing your own research?
Actually, I have learned some from her, but also I have learned some from my workplace because I work in the pharmacy right now.
Ah, okay.
In the cup food pharmacy, I have met with different pharmacists.
Okay.
They said that, but sometimes the expectation is wrong because sometimes one of my pharmacists who just retired, he said that when he graduated in about 40 years ago, the advisor said that, oh, in 2007, you will lose your job, you cannot find a job, it's so hard for you to find a job. But during that time, the need of the pharmacist is boom up because nobody interested in the pharmacy a lot. And he said that sometimes it is a prediction, so you don't know what in the future you look like.
Right. It's
Yeah.
a prediction.
Prediction, yeah.
Right.
So he said that because if I like to be a pharmacist, I should have it, and I got my degree and my certificate to prove it. And if you have a degree and professional, it's no way that you cannot find a job. Sometimes you cannot find a job that you like the best, but you have another option.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me a little bit about your work. How long have you been working at the pharmacy?
I work in the pharmacy for look like 2 years and 4 months.
Okay.
And I work in the cup pharmacy in
Okay.
Invergrove Heights.
Okay.
It is a retail pharmacy, but it is very a kind of busy pharmacy that it looks like top 3 or top 4 of the cup food pharmacies. It is a small store, but compared to other cup food pharmacy, it is the top 3 or top 4.
In the state of Minnesota?
In the state of Minnesota for cup food. Like cup food, they have about 20 stores. So my store is like top 3 or top 4.
For amount of
80.
pharmacy business that you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just very busy, and mostly my patient, my customer are a little bit early. So I ask them about 40 to 80 years old.
Okay.
And we are really busy. And I normally work with 3 pharmacies.
Okay, so you're the person that takes the order and then gives it to the pharmacist? How?
Yeah. I look like a technician that we have job that we put the prescription in, and then we filling the medication, and then we have at our window to meet the customer. But one thing that I cannot do is, even though I know about what is the side effects of the medication, I cannot tell the patient.
Right.
Because it is by law, it is illegal. Because the board of pharmacy will sue the pharmacy.
Okay.
Because of the technician cannot do any stuff that the limitation of that.
So you can't talk about the medication to the patient.
No.
That's the role of the pharmacist.
Yeah, it's the role of pharmacist.
But it sounds like from that work you've gotten to know the names of the medications and learned all the information about side effects.
We not specifically learn about that in my job.
Okay.
But after you work in that area, you know.
How do you know?
Because of you help her how the pharmacist talk and consult with the patient every day. And then you will know, okay, what is the medication look like? Look like one medication that I know exactly about is the muscle spur, about the cyclobenzapine, about when you have hurt your muscle, your muscle
muscles.
contract. Yeah.
Okay.
You said that I know that this medication when you take it, it is really drowsy. You cannot try. You need to take it when you sleep, and if you have too much drowsy, you cannot sleep or something like that. And even though I know that, I cannot tell to the patient.
Right. So you've overheard the pharmacist give this information to the patient, and you've just been learning it.
I'm learning it, yeah. But for my job only, I just know about what is the medicine used for.
Okay.
What name of it? What is the brand name or different name of it?
Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, I need to talk to the pharmacist. Even though I need to tell the pharmacist to talk to the patient, even though I know about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they ask you a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though some questions I know it exactly, I cannot have them.
Right. Yeah.
Some technician they willing to do it, but for me, I'm not there to do it because sometimes if something happen wrong, they not blame the technician, they blame the pharmacist.
Right. So your future goal, number one option, is to become a pharmacist. And this job, do you see that as helping you on that path to becoming a pharmacist?
Yeah. I like the job so far. And look like you learn about the environment of the pharmacist deal with. And I learned that the pharmacist look like not only learning about the medication, but need to know about how to manage people. To be a leader, look like when you have some problem with the patient, the pharmacist need to deal with it. And look like some patient they don't understand what is going on. They just come to yelling to the staff. And I need this medication. Why you cannot give me? Why it's like that? Why the copay is so high? Why it's happened like that? And sometimes it's not the problem of the pharmacy at all. But we try to helping them. But sometimes they accuse and then they just blaming us.
Because they're mad.
They're so mad with many reasons. And the pharmacist is the one who have ability to solve that problem. Even though sometimes we cannot solve it, because we can do what we can do for them, even though the answer is not what they need or what they want to hurt.
Right.
But we need to tell them, and then sometimes make them unhappy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of customer interaction and health. People are very vulnerable when they're sick.
Yeah.
And and the healthcare system is confusing.
Yeah.
And people feel like I feel this way. You pay a lot for your insurance, and then it doesn't cover
And you need to
what
wait.
you think it should.
You need to wait a few weeks to get it if you need to, and you need it right away. And it's not you need to pay your cash money about sometimes more a couple hundred per
For
month
copay.
for copay,
Oh.
and sometimes 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's too much. It's too much for us going on, and people complaining about the high copay of the medication, about insurance, about everything have changed too, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it is difficult.
So has any of your experiences at the workplace discouraged you at all from becoming a pharmacist, or has it solidified your desire to become a pharmacist?
Sometimes when I have to ask very hard to ask situation, look like that, because every pharmacy they have, all the pharmacies have the policy that may all the prescription drug that the patient take from the pharmacy, you cannot return it to the pharmacy by law. You cannot return the prescription drug to the pharmacy, and they have.
If you didn't use it. Wait.
If you don't use it or use it whatever,
You can't return it.
You can't return it
Uh-huh.
unless the pharmacist calling you that we need it back.
Okay.
In case of like some error
Okay.
or some as
A recall.
recall or something
Okay.
like that. But many patients doesn't understand that, and then they come to yelling. I don't come to pick up this medication, but my husband come to pick it up, and now why I cannot return it? All stuff like that.
You mean they came for it twice?
Yeah, no, I know. They said that, for example, the prescription is belong to the husband,
Uh-huh.
but the wife come to pick it up,
Right.
and then she pick up the wrong medication
Oh.
that he don't need anymore.
Oh.
And then she come to yell, and then the patient come to yelling that I don't need this medication anymore. But why you sold this one to my wife?
Oh.
It's kind of that confusion, and they say that I cannot return it back to the pharmacy. And mostly people are so mad about that because they don't know how the policy works. And it just come to yelling to the pharmacist and everyone in the pharmacy.
Mm.
And sometimes it make me a little bit tired about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think in verse it is not only in the pharmacy field, it's related to the customer service. So I don't think that it is kind of the obstacle for me to be a pharmacist for that problem, but just we kind of fear to go to open mind to understand about what is the problem, rather than that, oh, I like this job but it's too much problem, I will give up to be a pharmacist. But I don't think like that. Yeah, but for me personally, if I have a chance to work, I would like to work for non-profit organizations or work for the government better than working for the corporation. Even though some people they heard that the corporation pay you better or provide you more benefit or something, but for me personally, I like to work in a non-profit or the government organization better, because maybe because of my dad, he was working in the non-profit organization when we was in Cambodia, and I feel that I like to work for them better than the corporation.
The atmosphere is different.
The atmosphere will be different. I think that I have heard many of my friends who work as a lab technician, pharmacy technician like me. They say that most job that they do to get the benefit for the corporation, but not for the people or the patient or the community. And they say that that's why they don't want to be a pharmacist, because if they work for the retail pharmacy, they just work for the corporation to get the benefit for them. But for me, I don't think that the work for the corporation is that bad, because even though you work for the corporation to get the benefit to the corporation, but you're serving people in the community, because not all the non-profit organization or the government organization can solve all the customer or the patient.
Okay.
So sometimes the corporation very helpful for the community as well.
But you still would like to work for a nonprofit.
Yeah, because I think that it's not the way that I like to. That sometimes it's no reason that Because maybe my dad, he worked for the non-profit organization for many years.
Was he a pharmacist?
He an interpreter.
Interpreter, okay.
Yeah.
And so are there pharmacists that work in nonprofits?
I'm not sure about that, but I think that last time they have some organization that they have some pharmacists volunteer in 1 month and go to the developing country,
Okay.
but not specifically as the non-profit organization and stuff like that. They have some look like work in the hospital field and related to the government plan and stuff like that, but not only as the non-profit pharmacists. But they have as the volunteer pharmacists. That need 1 month or something that you need to go abroad to helping the developing country, but it related to the U.S. government into it too.
So it might be some kind of
The USAID.
a USAID?
Yeah, USAID,
Okay.
yeah, called USAID or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing is interesting is that if I go into the farm, if I go to the healthcare, all of my extended family is only me that go to healthcare study, because all of my cousins, they are accountant.
Oh, okay.
All my whole family, they are accountant.
Interesting.
Yeah, my sister is accountant. My cousin on my mother's side are also accounting. On my father's side also accounting. Most of them are accounting.
But you have always been drawn to healthcare.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's just sometimes it's as the new pathway for me, because most of my relatives, they go to accounting and business mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about your work. What about other involvements? Is there anything else that you're involved in on campus?
I was a student senate.
Oh, you were a student senate? Okay.
Yeah, I was student senate for 2 years.
Okay.
And because the schedule of my class and my workplace,
Okay.
it's not work well with
Okay.
that student senate.
Okay.
So I designed last semester.
You worked.
I designed.
Oh, you resigned. Oh, from the Senate. Okay.
Yeah,
so you
I
were.
designed from
Okay.
Senate because
okay.
my time is not
Okay.
work really well with
Okay.
the student organization.
Were there any other organizations that you've participated in?
Not really for right now, because at my workplace right now it's busy and I need more time to focus on my PCAT. I need to prepare for my exam to go to the pharmacy school.
Is that called PCAT?
Yeah, PCAT,
Okay.
and also other class too. So
Okay.
that's a busy schedule.
Right. Is there anything that you do in the biology? Is that like a biology club or a chemistry club? Or
I just joined it sometimes, but not really. It's not a lot, because mostly they don't talking about the material that we have learned. Mostly talking about the activity,
okay.
making a T-shirt, making something like that, and they have more students interested into that part.
So you don't participate that much in
Not
that.
not that much.
Okay. Okay. So you've talked about your academic experiences. What about your social experiences here at St. Kate's?
For me, I feel that I know many people on campus, but I don't think that I have many as a big social life here,
Okay.
because I live at home,
Okay.
and also look like most of the time I just meet people and say hi and bye, and I don't think that I have only a few close friends here.
Okay.
Not many close friends.
Okay.
Because mostly I just stay here and I go home to study or something. And mostly when I have a study hour, I need to sit alone. Because I don't want, if I meet many people, I cannot focus on my study. That's why I don't think that I have many social life a lot, because I never hang out with friends
Okay.
at all.
Because you don't have time, or you don't want to, or you don't have friends here that you would want to hang out with.
I kind of that the social life, because mostly I close to my sister
Okay.
and I close to family rather than
Friends.
friends.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
I have 3 siblings. I'm the last one,
You're the youngest?
youngest one, yeah.
Okay.
So most of the time I like to. Actually I don't like to hang out with friends a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Think back to 2130 and 2120, the 2 classes that you took with me. Did you connect with people in that class that you've stayed connected with?
Yeah, there are most A few of them are my close friends, I can say.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because maybe we are the immigrant student, and we meet each other since the first semester.
Okay.
So I feel that I'm so close to them because
Okay.
we have similar background.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, who are some of the people that you stay in touch with from that?
I still have Doma. It's
Okay.
my best friend, I think.
Okay.
And Chow,
Uh-huh.
Chow,
Chow. Uh-huh.
Chow, and Easter.
Okay. Are they still here? Are they
They
still on
stay
campus?
here. They stay here.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And some of them change the major, but I just meet each other. I don't have any class with them anymore, but just saw each other. Yeah.
So it's just nice to know people on campus, but you don't necessarily spend a lot of time with them.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about a social group in your major in biochemistry? Do you have classmates that you're friends with?
I have classmates like friends, but not very close.
Okay.
I think that the way that I have my style like I know many people,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes I don't have close friends.
Okay.
I don't know why, because I know many people along the hallway. Oh, I know who you are. Just talk to them. I know what is what. But I rarely look like close to them to hang out or stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So how do you identify yourself in terms of ethnicity?
I am Cambodian.
Okay.
Yeah, because I grew up over there. I just been here 6 years.
Okay.
So I feel that I'm Cambodian. That mostly the culture that I have, I think about more Cambodian rather than American. So I don't think that I'm Americanized.
Okay. Are you American citizen?
Yes.
Okay. But that doesn't change your identity.
I don't think that.
Okay.
Yeah. But sometimes I feel that American culture, they have some good that I like to do and some that I don't like. Look like that because my culture is Cambodian. Look like we have some rule and some stuff that need to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel that others accept you for who you are?
For me, I think yeah. They know that where I'm from and they understand.
Okay.
Even though my patient, oh, where you from? Say I came from Cambodia. And, oh yes, God, that you land you in US or stuff like that. They kind of understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you feel like you've changed since you first came to St. Kate's?
I think that a little bit.
Okay.
I say that I'm still the way of thinking. I still the same, but I think that I changed a little bit on the way of thinking. That I think that I feel a little bit grow up
Okay.
and know more people.
Mm-hmm.
How to interact with other people too, or maybe because of I'm grow up older, or maybe I go to work in the place that I meet many people as well. So I think that yeah.
So it could be that because you're working.
Because I'm working and also the way that you learn more too, or you think you see the world is bigger after you come here for 4 years. Yeah. So you not only think about I can be a pharmacist, only one job that I can do, but you can see other options about what is the world look like.
Okay.
Yeah. And the opportunity that you can get more. Yeah.
Do you feel like you have your skills or your abilities have strengthened and improved since you've come here at St. Kate's? Do you feel more confident in your ability to achieve your goals?
It's a hard question because when I study more and more, I feel that I still not understand more. The more I study anything, I think that I need to understand more and more. Look like before I just think that chemistry talking about this chemical only, but after you come to study more, it is more than that. It's talking about more about not only study about chemistry, only not about the drug, but you study about the environmental. You study more about focus more about the green chemistry, talking about how the chemical work better for other people. So I feel that I understand more stuff, but I need to know more stuff.
So
It's a kind of
it creates new questions. Education also creates new questions.
It's always new question, and I feel that sometimes what I have learned here because maybe it is undergrad, it is very general. It is very general that, oh, I study about this one, but I'm unsure for all because it is too general. And I have asked my professor, he said that it is normal. Because when you graduate for undergrad, you always have question mark. And even though you go to the grad school to get your PhD program, you understand what topic you focus on.
Right.
But what topic that you never focus on, you still have a question.
Right.
Even though you become a professor for 10 years or something, you still have a question on that topic.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of more question mark.
Okay. Do you feel like your ability to access information or to answer those questions has improved? So you might not know the answers, but do you know how to get the answer?
It is, yeah, it is a lot better. Before, I would like to study about one protein, for example. I don't know how to do with it. But right now, I come here and then I go to this different class. The professor lead you how to do. Oh, you have this one, but you need to do this way. Even though they don't get the answer what you want, but they give you similar idea. So look like they provide you the way to learn.
Okay.
Not give you the answer, but provide you the way to learn. And mostly in all chemistry class is like that. That they give you one example. I have a project for you. You do this one, and after that feedback. Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like your English has improved since you came to St. Kate's?
I feel a lot better. But one thing is when I write a paper, I state that I need to do a lot of proofreading. And sometimes my English, it is English that people can speak, but not what others can speak. Look like not really look like compared to native speaker. But
You mean what you write?
what I'm right
What you're writing doesn't
look like really
what a native speaker would write
yeah.
in terms of the grammar errors?
Look like the term of the idiom.
Oh, okay.
Idiom or the style of writing.
Okay.
The reader will understand who writing is not the first
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Or something. That's why. And whenever I write a paper, I need proofreading to get it less error. So I kind of like that. But whenever I, for example, that I can finish my project look like other people, but sometimes my writing skill, my writing style is not as compared to the native speaker.
Do you go to the O'Neill Center?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to go to a center to proofreading.
Okay.
Or ask my native English speaker to proofreading my paper.
Okay.
More of the time, it's not becoming that it's not good or it's not understandable. It's not clear enough. Because of sometimes the vocabulary that I use is not strong enough.
It's not strong enough. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you do on your papers, grade wise?
Huh?
Do you do okay on your
I
papers?
do okay. If compared to other students, for example, I say that okay, this paper is so hard. It's so hard to get the top score. And other students feel like that too for the native speaker. So it's not mean that I'm so hard and struggle with other people not struggle with other people is struggle with it too.
Right.
But the way that they write it maybe is more smooth than I am.
Okay. Yeah. So the content is one thing. So understanding the content and how to go about the assignment.
The content, I have talked to many professors about my content. Say, okay, your content is great. It's good. Your content, but your language.
Right.
Yeah, a kind of that it is still struggle.
Right. And how old were you when you came to the U.S.?
I'm 17 years old.
17. So it takes a while. It takes a good 6 to 8 years.
Because one thing is that because I learned English when I was 6 years old.
Right.
But I learned English only 1 hour in 5 hour every week. And then you learn only 1 hour, and sometimes you never practice it.
Right.
And you just go class to learn. You write a short paragraph. That's it. Not really practice it a lot. I had talked with one of my Vietnamese friends. She said that she learned so hard. She tried to learn English so hard in Vietnam, and she doesn't understand at all, even though she studied a lot. Yeah. But she come in US only 3 months. Her English is a lot improved because we practice it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I go back 6 years ago. sometimes I understand people talking to me, but I cannot respond back. So it is the way of learning, but my writing skill not as very good compared to other. That need to still work to working on.
Okay. So one of the questions I've been asking students is, when you think about your future, given the election in 2016 of Trump, do you have concerns about your future and your ability to achieve your future goals in given what's happening around us in society?
Since the election.
I mean, there was anti-immigrant sentiment before the election, but it feels like with Trump's election, it really reached a new height.
For me, I don't concern much about Trump.
Okay.
About my immigrant status, because I have document.
Okay.
I'm a document immigrant, and
you're a citizen.
I'm
now.
a citizen right now.
When did you become a citizen?
Last summer.
Okay, congratulations.
Last year, about one year, yeah.
Okay.
But one thing that I'm concerned about is the society value, because I just scared about the word white supremacy. It is kind of the scary topic that I'm not scared of Trump. I scared Trump's supporter. The way that Trump he kind of he understand about what is the law. I don't think that he anti-immigration all around. He just anti the undocumented immigrant. It is one part that he want to point out. But one thing is that his supporter, he said that I'm white. I don't support non-whites in my country and something like that. And Trump, he do with everything. He respect the law, because the law that we have made, we have a veto. Since Trump become a U.S. president, I don't see any law that he have changed a lot, because we have the Congress
has been able to
stop him
to some extent, but
to extend him to push him back. That Trump cannot do anything that he need or he want right away, because have something to block him, and we have the veto rights between the three brands. So I still believe in that one, but I just concerned about the society that the next generation, that the next people live that. I'm not white, so I have some more discrimination at the workplace and the white supremacy that I'm white, so it's not as very balance between immigrant and non-immigrant and stuff like that. But I heard many of my friends, they are Muslim, they are more target than Asian people. Asian people look like some part, but not really target, look like a Muslim or African. People look like they have first target in it. But for me, I'm okay with that. I'm not Trump supporter, but I feel that the way that he do look like he just strict on the immigration policy too much. That sometimes it's not a reason. Look like sometimes he keep blaming for the green card lottery. That he cleared, that the guy who got the green card lottery and clear people, that white people, stuff like that. But we have a student who clear people in Texas, and they're also white, but they don't blame that person that he also grew up and was born in the U.S., but they clear people too. They clear American too, but they don't blame that. So he just blaming on one part of the immigrant.
Right.
So I think that sometimes it's unfair for the general immigrant that he blame it. I do it the wrong because he is immigrant, but he care the people. He is white, but he never blame. Oh, because he's white, he kill people.
Right.
Yeah, a kind of in balance about that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Does that ever prevent you from studying or from moving forward towards your goals? Do you feel like your future is uncertain because of all of this?
Not really.
Okay.
I think that it's because of I understand that we live in a society that is diversity.
Okay.
So it happened like that. There have many some issue that happen. So it's kind of the general social issue that everyone have had. Even though I live in Cambodia, I live in Africa, something the problem they have different problem that to deal with like social issue. But it is not easy. But we need to live in that the real thing that we live with. So I don't think that it is the obstacle for me to move forward, to be to go into the future.
It's not an obstacle.
It's not an obstacle at all.
Okay. All right. Let's. So you said that you identify as Cambodian, not as American, even though you're not an American citizen. But has anything changed about you since you came to St. Kate's?
Saying about what society, about
Just your sense of who you are as a person, your sense of self, your sense of identity. Has anything changed?
I'm not sure how many people think about. I'm not sure about what I'm thinking, but many people will view me differently. Look like that because right now I have a U.S. citizen. Something they say that that you are right now you are not Cambodian, you are
a citizen.
You are a citizen, so they will view you differently from what you are before, because they say that you have more privilege than other people.
Okay.
Look like before I just have a fun joke to my cousin that right now I have U.S. passport, I can go anywhere that I need, but for you have only Cambodian passport. It's so hard for you to go what you need or something. So it is different too.
Okay.
Yeah, and also when always I talk to people that I am a Katie, people just really I'm a Katie, I'm a St. Kate student.
Katie. Yeah.
Katie, and then people say that you are a Katie. Look like people love St. Kate so far. People love a Katie. That you go to St. Kate, it's a good school or girls' school. I have fun. Look like the identity was changed when I tell people that I came from Cambodia, but I got my citizen and I go to St. Kate for my undergrad and stuff like that. So I think that people will view me differently.
Okay.
But for myself, I think that I'm still who I am before, but I just feel that the way that you think is different. Like for example, before I come to St. Kate as a student, but in the next 1 year, in December, if I get certificate, my life will be changed a lot.
A certificate, you mean a degree?
The degree, yes. My degree will be changed a lot because
okay.
After you graduate from undergrad, you're like a independent person.
Okay.
You can support yourself and you have more responsibility.
Okay.
And even though I come here in St. Kate as a college student, I have more responsibility. That I need to go to work, I need to have my job, I need to do as my study. Look like more responsibility as well. But if we have more after I get my degree, and a kind of worry that I have right now because I just concerned about my future is that what should I do after I graduate?
In terms of the next step.
Even the next step, because the first thing is that if I would like to go to the pharmacy school, if I don't get into the pharmacy school, what should I do?
What's the next step?
What the next step? What job I to do to have a better life or something like that?
Yeah.
So like next step, but that is why I just concerned about that too. That now I stay in St. Kate, I still look like my full-time job is a student. I still have my status, but if I graduate and I cannot find a job, or do any full-time job or go to college to continue my education, and we be taught what do you do?
You said you're the youngest of 5 children?
Of 3.
4?
I have 2 older.
Okay.
I have 2 older, and then I'm the youngest.
Okay, so the 3 of you.
Yeah, 3
Okay.
of us.
So do you have many family responsibilities, or since you're the youngest, maybe you don't have as many as your older
The
siblings?
problem is that as the youngest, you don't have any responsibility in the family, but you are immigrant family. So look like my dad, he know English a lot. He good at English in writing and speaking than I am, but sometimes because he coming in the older age, he don't understand how the society go. For example, we have a document related to the property tax, related to the income tax. He doesn't know. Okay, I understand it's the tax, but what do you do with that? So my sister and I need to deal with it.
Okay.
My sister and I need to split a half to deal with that problem. So like, I have medical appointment. What should I do? I am the one who deal with mostly the medical stuff.
Okay.
To helping the families, for example, I have a problem with the family. I am the one. My sister and I need to share each other.
Okay.
So a kind of responsibility is not the earning income, but the way that you live.
Okay.
Look like you have some problem a lot that you need to deal with. Look like last time my dad fall down at work. So I cannot focus on class. I need to deal with that problem. So I think that a kind of that for me that I think that if I have a chance to go to the pharmacy school, I may prefer to live on campus to focus more on the material, because when you live at home you have more interaction with many issues or maybe social life. So I think that if I have a chance to go to the pharmacy school, I may go to our state to live on campus.
Okay.
Because as an immigrant, not only me, I asked many friends who are immigrants. They said, "Oh, at home, you have medical billing, you need appointment, you need to talk to the property tax, you need to talk to any staff to deal with any stuff."
It's the children that do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your parents they are old, so they grow up with different society.
Right.
So they not understand
How things work.
how things work. But for us, we grow up, we kind of grow up here, so we kind of understand more and know how to deal with it better.
Do you think that all your family responsibilities might have prevented you from doing as much studying as you needed for the test? You said that you knew you needed to do 8 hours, you only had 5 hours.
Yeah.
But if you had 8 hours, would that have helped?
But for example, it's not really time. It's not, for example, you still have time, but the problem coming to you, and then you cannot focus on it. For example, last time I have a problem with my house, of the name of the house, something. So it look like a problem that's coming to your mind that you cannot focus at school.
Okay.
Look like I mean that, for example, you still have time, but for example, you have a problem that in the house that you need to deal with, and it's stacking.
Yeah.
And you cannot focus 100% on the material in the class.
Okay.
A kind of many stuff, and especially maybe my mom, she doesn't speak English, and she doesn't try. So it's a part of only, but it's not really we have a problem every day, but only sometimes. Only sometimes that you have a big problem coming and you need to deal with something like that. Not really you need to deal with the problem every time, every day, wake up with it, but not really. But just some moment that you need that you need to have,
Right.
or you need to deal with problem, you need to deal with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you still have time to study, but the problem will come into you that you cannot
Still
clean
distracting.
up. Yeah, you cannot clean it up from your mind.
Cut it out from your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot from students. They have a lot of responsibilities from the home, and although that's taught them a lot and given them a lot of strength in a lot of ways, and an understanding of how things work here, that their peers don't have a clue
But
about.
right now, it's after 5 years, we a lot better.
Yeah.
But the first 3 years and the first year that I come to the first 2 years that I come to St. Kitts, it's really tough for me. Sometimes I need to come to class and I need to talk to the lawyer and stuff like that too, and many stuff. But right now it's a lot better because all the problems mostly clean up, and also we all have a citizen too.
Okay.
So when we do something, we have to ask more. Us energy to do and us.
Okay.
If we are not a U.S. citizen, when you do something wrong, you have pressure on.
When you do something wrong, like you forget to pay a bill or you don't.
Look like in everything. Look like, for example, look like many people say that okay, if you, I never have my family had never have a driver ticket.
Driver's license. Driver's. What do you call
Cannot fine or something.
Fine.
So
a ticket, yeah.
A ticket, we never have that. But whenever you have many tickets in your life, the Home of Security have accused to not give you the U.S. citizen.
Really? Homeland Security can refuse to give you your citizenship if you have a parking ticket, or
You have many tickets.
if you have many. Okay.
Or many tickets and not able. For example, if you are drinking and drunk, and then you driver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They consider you are not a good citizen,
Right.
and you cannot earn U.S. citizen.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that I have some rumors say that before, if you are not U.S. citizen, the government have right to deport you back to your home
Right.
country. But right now, I have a rumor. I'm not sure yet. I don't do any research yet. They say that if you are U.S. citizen already, but you still have something bad, they have right to excuse you back to your country.
Yeah, I think that has happened. There was actually there were some Cambodians here in Minnesota that got sent back to
Yeah.
Cambodia. Did you hear about
Yeah, I
that?
have that. And right now, they have a new look like a few days ago talking about in LA. They have deportation of Cambodian.
Wow. And were they citizens, but they had a felony or they had
Yeah. I'm not sure that they have a citizen or not. I'm not
Okay.
sure yet. But my dad, he worked in he works before. He worked in the organization in Cambodia, and he said that he worked with almost 400 Cambodians that have deported back from US
Wow. And that was before you came here.
before I came here,
So this was happening before Trump.
before Trump.
Yeah.
And my mom she know one woman who had 2 kids deported back to Cambodia. And then he need to work, and then he got all her money to send back to support
Okay.
her son because they not grow up in Cambodia and they have no degree, so they cannot have job in Cambodia. And the standard that they live here, they need a lot of money to live in Cambodia. So
And do they even, they didn't grow up in Cambodia, as you
They
said,
don't-
so
they
they have
don't-
no knowledge about how
yeah,
to live
sometimes
there.
they sometimes they come here when they was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And it is a problem as well. And I think that I know that U.S. government pay Cambodian government to get back. For example, I need to give you $3,000 to take this person back to the Cambodian government. But I don't know why the Cambodian government accept that, because if you would like to take some people back, you need to provide them some service or something like that, but they don't have provide the service. Mostly it's only non-organization who deal with that problem to have
Non-profit.
non-profit.
Yeah.
But the Cambodian government, I don't think that they have ability to deal with that.
Yeah.
So they just accept people back, but they don't take care of them.
Yeah.
And the U.S. government, they just have the way to take people out of their home and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but some of them they have to ask do something wrong, like they drunk driver, they steal some people money stuff like that, or they have to rob. Yeah, it kind of many problem, and they just put back to Cambodia, and they have no care of they. Yes.
Well, the stories that I read about, the people had done some things wrong, but a long time ago, and since then they had changed, and they had maybe they'd served time in prison, so then that should be over, right? That should, once you serve time in prison, you've paid your debt to society,
Yeah.
and then now they have a job and they contribute to society. They have a family, they have children, and then all of a sudden the government says you can't stay here any longer. But they've rebuilt their life. They've built their life here, and they've paid their debt to society from whatever crime, but they still get deported.
For me, I don't know how it works, but for me, I live in Cambodia and I live in US. That if you do something wrong in Cambodia and then you live in Cambodia, it's better for you. But if you do something wrong one time and you have some of your record in US, your life is done.
Yeah.
Because you have social security that record all your problem, all your issue. When you go apply for a job, they look at the background. If you like to go to college, they will ask you the same question.
Yeah.
And even though you want to be a nurse, for example, you have done, you cannot come to this job anymore. Even though the school accept you, but you cannot go to the job, like they don't trust you anymore.
Yeah.
But in Cambodia, it's easy that we don't have a lot of background record. Even though you have a background record, you can find a job. You can do whatever you want. Different from here.
Yeah.
That is why I keep saying that live in US, if you do something wrong, we have freedom to do what you do. But if you do something wrong from the law,
Yeah.
it will get you forever
Yeah.
until you die.
Yeah.
Because for example, everything that you do, they do a background check, and the background check will show you everything. But in
Right.
Cambodia, they have the background check too, but not really detailed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
It is so hard. Sometimes, for example, look like you're driving 3 times and then you got a ticket, you still have the record, right?
yeah, it's on your
But in
record.
Cambodia, you're driving, if you don't kill anybody, you have small accident or something, you never have a record. But for here, they have many background check
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
I have done my background check almost a couple of times since I live in US only 6 years.
A couple times you said?
A couple of times already.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And if you would like to go to work in the healthcare,
Oh, yeah.
or maybe to become to work in the government plan,
Uh-huh.
have
Yeah.
a background check again. And if you do something one time wrong, I know one girl who graduated from Semkek, and then she had one fall with her boyfriend or something, and then she is a nurse. She graduated from Semkek. She lost her job. She cannot become a nurse anymore.
Huh. Because of something that happened between her and her boyfriend.
Yeah. And she need to find a job that no background check.
Wow.
It just, I don't know.
So I think that adds a lot of pressure to an immigrant to make sure that you don't get into trouble, even though, as you said, you're free here to do whatever you want,
Yeah,
right?
but
There's
the
so
law,
but you're not free to get away with it.
Yeah.
You're free to do it, but you can never get away
yeah,
with it.
that's why I fear that the way that I like US. I like the way that people have to respect the law. In most countries that we have a lot of corruption, a lot of the law is not supreme law for everyone. People do whatever they want, and the society is misorganized. It misorder. But in US,
Disorganized.
it's organized, it's order and all. But in US, even though people just crazy, people have freedom, what they want to do, they can say what they want, even though, but they need to respect the law.
Yeah.
The way that I like about the society in US is you have to respect the law, even though you are rich or poor, or you live in the government, your parents work for the government in a high position or what. You have to respect the law. But when I was in Cambodia, if you have money, you know people in the high rank of in the government. Even if you go to kill people or you hit the car and then you say that it's not a small problem. It's not us balance between us the human rights. And if you're rich and you have power, you can do whatever you want. It is the way that people in Cambodia they believe it, that you're rich, you have money, you can do whatever they want. But it's different here. I never have heard many people talking about that in US. Yeah. Not a lot.
Yeah. I think in certain circles, when you're high up and you've got a lot of money, you can probably arrange things.
Yeah, arranging look like, okay, I don't go to jail, but I need to pay this money.
Yeah.
But in Cambodia, I have no guarantee.
Yeah.
They don't accept the guarantee at all. Look like I have heard many people they have that nowadays, like in Cambodia, they have a big issue that if you are a driver and then you have car accident, and then people along the road they don't trust the police. If they would like to stop the car, they use violence to stop the car because they believe that if the car run away, the police will support them because the car have money. And it is a kind of social issue that I'm very scared that people don't trust the police, people don't trust the government or the authority, just trust people power. And have one guy, he have a big car accident and then he looked like many motorcycling fall down and he not try to stop the car to help people, and then people along the road need to stop him and fight with him. Because they don't trust the police, and the police is our control. And the kind of the way
And that's in Cambodia.
It's in Cambodia, and the problem is happen every day. That I need to report to the police. That the police and then use the social media to help us to push the police that people very interested in this topic. You need to be focus more about the problem, not to be thinking about the money, talking about the power of people. And I don't think that I like to live in that society that that it is very unorganized. And no, I don't think that law is just the law. Nobody respect the law a lot. They respect the law only for the poor people. I heard I don't like the word that they said one word that the prison is only for the poor people.
In Cambodia.
In Cambodia, they said that the prison is only for the poor people, but not for the rich and the powerful person. And I sometimes I kind of believe in that word that if you are poor and you do something one thing wrong, they come to blame you. But some people that they do something so bad and they have power, people just ignore it.